Subscribe Squad, it is another day, it's another dollar, and it's time for another freaking interview. This time we're going to be interviewing one of the West Coast's finest, upcoming, you know what I'm saying? He got the vocals, got the pipes, and he got swag. He goes by the name of Garren. Say what's up to people.
What's up? How you feeling? Appreciate you for having me.
Of course, thank you for being on. And so, my goal is to, bring some new fans your way. In addition to that, enlighten the fans that you already have on to maybe something they don't know about you. And so what I always start off with is asking, when did you first fall in love with music?
So ever since I could remember, I've been always doing music. So it was never a thing that I grew into or fell in love with. It was like it chose me, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have a choice to fall in love with it. It just was already something that was a part of my life. My whole family, they all are a part of music. So I really had no choice. It was just a thing that was just natural. It came natural.
Okay.
So I fell in love with it ever since I was born, honestly.
So at what point did you say, okay, I'm going to take this love and I want to actually pursue this as a career?
When I was around 11 years old, Sidekicks was popular. I wrote this song called Sidekick, and it was super dope. And I realized I can write, and I knew how to put words together and make a song. And I was like, man, I really want to do this. And then Chris Brown was super heavy. So it was like I had confirmation that you could do it young, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to wait till you was an adult. I mean, Michael Jackson already did it, but when I grew up, Michael Jackson was already grown. And all I did was watch videos that he was a great kid star as well. But to actually physically see Chris Brown become a kid star and pop star of the world as a kid, that really inspired me.
That's dope. It's super cool. So you saw that, you know what I'm saying? At what point in your journey did you have confirmation, whether it was a song that was super successful or just a moment maybe on stage, that you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm in this. Whether it's if a moment of feeling like you popped off or just just a moment of confirmation.
When I was in high school, I got involved in theater because I knew I was going to be an artist and I wanted to get stage presence. And in theater, you can't really do a takeover or redo the scene. You have to basically be as perfect as possible because the audience is right there watching you. And once I knew I can study lines, learn blocking, know where to be on stage and stuff like that, basically what all artists are doing, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm built for this. I can handle theater, then I can for sure handle a show that's being rehearsed over my own music. I was doing all type of music. I was learning 5-10 things at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was learning how to block, where to be on stage. I was learning my lines. I was learning the songs. So it was a lot of different things going on at one time. If I can do that in theater, then I know for sure with my own music, I can do the same thing. That's when I knew probably for sure, okay. I was probably in 11th grade or something, yeah, when I first did it. And I was like, all right, yeah, I could do this for sure.
Dope, super dope. A theater kid. I like that.
I wasn't even a theater kid. I just did it my 11th and 12th grade year. And it's because I knew I had football scholarships, but I knew man, I don't really want to play football.
No, that makes sense. I definitely went through the same thing. I had soccer scholarships and track scholarships, and I turned them down to do music.
You don't mind that and popcorn, right?
I don't care. We kicking it.
Right, cool.
So I could definitely relate to that. Going against the grain and really, going for what it is that you want. You've collabed with a lot of dope people over the past few years. Who are some of your favorite collaborations and why?
Well, obviously my top would probably be Nipsey because obviously the way everything went down, it was just like very powerful what was said in that song. And he was always speaking a message. And then he put me in the same, room with not literally same room, but same conversation with Kendrick Lamar, So that was like probably my top one by far. I like the J. Cole collab. I did some stuff with Hit Boy, Dom K, some T Grizzly stuff. I did a couple people stuff, but Jacob Lattimore, but Nipsey was the one because of how everything went down.
Mm. So like, growing up in South Central, like Compton area and in the West Coast, like how has that affected you in your music and in your career, in positive ways, negative ways, just every way?
Both always, it's good with bad. Hold on. Yeah. You want something Jack in the Box? No, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. Appreciate
I
it.
would send me some Jack in the Box.
Right. But it's multiple ways, like more positive because it helped me see the reality of my environment, and I realized I didn't want to be of a bad influence to more generations to come. I realized I wanted to be different. My environment was influencing me to, do a lot of different things that would, jeopardize my freedom in my life. And I think learning how to crawl out of this environment, it helped me propel in an industry where it's just about music and papers and, fake people basically. So it's like, that was a positive thing, even though it was a negative for me growing up, and I could have partaken in all of the negative things that was approached to me. And I have did some things that weren't that I'm not proud of, I guess. And that's where it had a negative effect on me in my life, but not so much the music. Because the music, I try to talk about the positive things that I've experienced. I don't try to, bring a negative light towards my music. I'm very reflective, so I talk about like complications in relationship or complications growing up, but it's always a positive towards it. It's never really a negative thought behind it. So I don't really think my environment and where I grew up affected me negatively in this music, but for sure positive.
Okay, I'm rocking with that. It's almost like learning from your lessons turning into blessings. And I think that's pivotal in especially in today's time. And I wanted to ask you, like what is your take on everything that's going on with the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and the movement that's really taken over the country? Like, do you have any thoughts?
Um, Without causing controversy, I really want to stop saying no justice, no peace, because we still being peaceful and we still not getting justice. Personally, I'm a do type of guy. So my form of protesting is building institutions, allowing this music to allow me to implant and build institutions and recreations that advance colored people in our neighborhoods, that teach them financial, you know, the up and downs of financial planning and, real life, not all the Columbus, whatever his name was, found America, like none of all that stuff, not what they tell us in school. Building that's my protest. I can get out there, but I choose not to get out there and hold my fist up and hold up a sign that say no justice, no peace, because I'm lying to myself. And if it's really no justice, no peace, it should be hell right now. So the way I'm gonna cause hell is I'm gonna get up in the system. I'm gonna create and change the system and help my colored people advance in this world the smart way. So that's my approach on it. My condolences go out to the families that's been lost. It's so many. I have a friend named Ryan who got shot by the police in 2016. He was killed right in front of his crib on 65th and Western. So I've been dealing with this myself, and then the whole media is about this. I apologize, somebody called me.
Yeah, you're good.
The whole media is about this, so it's like I'm already tired. I feel like LeBron. Like LeBron was like, we need to still play basketball because this is not a moment for me. This is every day for me. I live this. You know, I'm always thinking about how to advance my colored people. I'm always thinking about how to help my community, my black people, my race, my culture. So my program don't stop, and that's the same way I feel like I'm not about to stop my program to tend to something that they've been doing for hundreds of years. And somebody told me, like, man, in 60 years, you never know what happened. I'm like, man, I wonder what they were saying 60 years ago. They were still killing us. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how many people said that 60 years ago. In 60 years, man, we going to be good. We doing all this. They still killing us. Using the badge and stuff.
I respect for that. You know, I like the fact that you know, talk about action and you talk about changing the institution, and it really is a systematic issue. And until African American people as a culture take responsibility for what it is that we can control, and teaching our children about whether it's finances, whether it's about starting businesses, whether it's about just uplifting the community, being positive inspirations for young African American men, you know, taking back our family roles within our society and within our culture, then I feel like that's when we're going to seek the most change. And I also, though, you know, to add, do feel like, you know, participation, whether it's in community voting, whether it's in, what you would call it, community building, still being active participations. And I'm not against protesting. Like, you know what I'm saying? I agree that
Yeah, I'm not against it at all.
I agree that awareness is necessary, but at the same time, we are at awareness. The world is aware. Let's move past this awareness. You know what I'm saying, and get to the stage of action. And I feel like to tell people, you know, I think a lot of people of color are aware and have been aware of things that they could do. But for people not of color that are just watching, I'd say the best thing that you could do is to vote in your local elections. See who your local officials are, your local police chiefs are, and if their policies do not align with policies that are equipped to protect people of color, then you need to remove those people from these offices.
Exactly.
And that's something that everybody can do. That's something that's free. That doesn't even require you to donate money. That doesn't even really require you to spend too much time. We live in California, in a state where you can vote through the mail. So you literally can fill something out and put it in. Like, that's something that everybody can do. That's unanimous. And also, when you see something, speak up and do something about it. Because I feel like, you know, there's a lot of white people who say, well, I'm not a racist. I don't treat people like that. But if you see somebody else treating somebody like that, you do nothing about it, and you're a part of that system of oppression.
You got to speak up.
You got to speak up. And like you said, now we're at the stage where it's time to move from talking to action. And so I'm in agreement to what you're saying about that. And so moving on, though, segue back to music, I want to know, like, what do you have coming up? What should we expect from you for the rest of the year?
So I just got off the phone with DJ Holly Grove and OG Ron C in Texas. So we doing a Trap Stars album, meaning it's like gonna be chopped and screwed. They like the official chopped and screwed. They do Drake, they do everybody. They like the official people. Like, if you don't get it from them, then it ain't the real chopped and screwed. And I'm about to release that, my the new normal album.
Okay.
On chopped and screwed version. But other than that, I got about 10, 12 features that I'm gonna release as singles, like back to back to back, every 2 weeks. I ain't told nobody yet, so you the first person I'm telling. But
all right, we got an exclusive.
Yeah, every 2 weeks I'm about to release music back to back. I got like VJ Chicago Kid, Eric Bellinger, Jacob Lattimore, Derez Deshawn, Lucci, freaking Avery Wilson, It's a lot of people, honestly. It's a lot of people.
That's
It's
fire.
a lot of people, but it's gonna be really dope, really fun. I've been working with Jordan Sparks a lot lately.
Okay, cool.
Just just building really good relationships with her.
That's
She getting
dope.
back on her stuff too.
I'm excited about that because I was an OG fan. We need another hit after No Air. I feel like the saga is not complete. I need something
Mm-hmm.
else.
Yep.
I need a ballad from her. Like I need
Mm-hmm.
like a big old love situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
that
Exactly.
part. We so off topic but on topic at the same time.
Right. No, for real though. That's
I,
what's coming up. It's gonna probably be me and her.
all right, I'm with it. I would love to work with you. I have to, send you some of my stuff if you're not familiar with my music. But
I didn't even know you do music. You gotta send me something. You gotta send me the link.
I send you all the links. You know what I'm saying? Like I really will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be on some writer stuff too. But I
Okay.
think it's dope. It's very exciting. I look forward to that. I do reactions on the channel, so I'm sure we'll tap into one of your songs and do a reaction on my channel as well.
For sure.
And that's first of all, we cannot ignore this popcorn. So, what flavor of popcorn are you eating? This is
It's Pop Secret,
Pop Secret, huh? Good old Pop Secret.
but it's like it's movie theater butter, I think.
Okay, well, I might have to get some of that because it don't look like the movies is open no time soon. So
I'm enjoying myself right now, so I'm eating popcorn.
I'm weak. Oh my gosh. All right, before we go, shout out your socials so everybody can follow you.
You can find me on Instagram at Garren, Garren, on Twitter at Garren Official, Garren Official. YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you go, any music platform, you can just type in my name, Garren, Garren, and all my music gonna pop up. I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the ghetto. You hear the babies crying.
And this is why I love these video chat sessions, to be honest, is because it's so like we get to be in other people's spaces, like we get to live through what the situation is. Well, you guys heard it here first. We're so happy to have him here as a guest. We had fun. We had some good laughs as well. Make sure you follow him on all his socials. Check out his music. Looking forward to that Chopped and Screwed project, and you never know, maybe me and him might have some music here soon. So let me know who else I should interview on the channel. Like button, sub button, bell button.